Welcome everyone. On this episode, we're taking this rocker cover from this and turning it into something better to look at. The first step was to sandblast it and get it back to its raw state, then prime it up, ready for the next steps. I went on after priming it to paint it white because that's going to be our base to then do our airbrushing on. Now I taped off the Japanese rising sun and then I started applying my airbrushing and started by shading in the outsides, doing some stenciling, and then coming back doing the finer details. So I've done the first 3 of these and I thought I'd better just update on how I'm doing them. So I have cut out the templates of some of them. Like this one here's a nice easy one. And I have put that onto there. And then to get that cool smoky effect, what I'm doing is actually blowing through some cushion padding. And as you can see, it sort of does this quite cool effect, that foggy samurai look. As you can see, my theme is kind of samurais. I've taped off the Japanese sun, but first I'm going to go through and airbrush all these on. Alrighty, it's the next day here, and this thing is set up really nice. So it's pretty glossy for what it is, and for just the quick flick I did anyway. So now that that's done that, I'm going to pull off my green tape, leaving the blue tape behind, and then I'm going to tape from the blue tape over top of all the stuff that I've airbrushed, and that should leave me with just these bits here to paint. And they're just going to be red, so I can paint them without getting any on this, and then we'll go on to the next step after that. So I'm really hoping this green tape comes off without pulling too much of that other paint up, but we'll see how it goes. happened next was really misfortunate. I ordered some red paint, the particular paint I wanted, and I was told that it would be one hit and it would come out the Mazda red color that I ordered. But it turns out that it does need to be tinted, and the company that I brought it off honored that, and they sent me the tint, but it was actually a massive delay. It took about 3 or 4 weeks maybe until I got the tint for the paint, which I know you're not meant to spray on, so I had to etch it up a little bit and spray it on, and I was really nervous about how it would turn out because I didn't want to have to sandblast and start this rocker cover over after all the sandblasting I did. But luckily the red paint with the tint worked out really nice, and when I peeled it up, even though that tape had been on there for so long, it only ruined some of my white pinstripe lines, and I was able to touch them up, and it looks absolutely fine. Awesome, and after a couple of clear coats, and I've given it a slight polish, but it does need a wee bit more polish, but for now I'm pretty happy with this result. Looks great out in the sun. You'll probably hardly ever see this side, but it's pretty cool, especially from up above. The two koi fish there. Samurai up here. That was the freehand one I did. This one is like a pure stencil. Dragon. Female samurai. And this guy in the shadows. Pretty happy with it, stoked with this red colour after having all the dramas with it. Man, when I get it out in the sun, that really pops. It doesn't show it as good on camera, but that is a very cool red for that. It has been so awesome finally doing some of the finishing work on this car. I know that the rocker cover isn't really part of the overall car build, but I thought some of you would appreciate this video. So if you're stuck around, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.